Good early afternoon. We are live here on the Blue Plate Special. And this is another special Blue Plate Special from Wisdom Harbor Studios in Orange Beach, Alabama, here at the beautiful wharf, home of the escalator statues. So, I'm Andy Andrews. Today we're going to do a Christmas traditions show. And so we have the top 12 Christmas traditions from around the world. They're pretty weird, so I think you're going to enjoy them. But we're glad to have you here. And let's see, what else? If you're on Facebook, welcome. And please click that notification button if you haven't, and turn on the notifications on your phone. And also share. Do you mind sharing this episode to your page? If you will, we would appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, click that subscription button. And hi to the Twitterverse and the Instagram people. So I'm seeing a ton of names already scroll across. And so, hey, Catherine from Alabama, Thomas from Connecticut, Joan from Arizona, Nancy. Did you enjoy the podcast? If you guys haven't heard the podcast this week, on Mary Did You Know, this is the podcast that my guests are Mark Lowry and Buddy Green, who wrote Mary Did You Know. And so, hey Yvonne, hey Christy, how are you doing? Thank you, my sister has shared. Jimmy Yeary, hey buddy, how are you doing? Hey, when is that song going to be released? The new song you wrote. Jimmy just had a number one with I Called Mama, but he's got another one that's coming out that I just think is awesome. Can I tell him the name of it, Jimmy? Let me know if I can tell him the name of it. And let me know when it's coming out. Marcy Cross Taylor, you like my shirt? You know, this movie is probably my... You know, I could say it's my favorite movie of all time, not just favorite Christmas movie, but it's definitely in the top three. My top three kind of rolls around, you know, between this movie, A Christmas Story, and Princess Bride. Just love Princess Bride. And then number three it could be A Knight's Tale. It could be The New True Grit. There's just different ones. So who asked that? Who asked that? Judy Pickett. How often do I change the pictures behind me? You know, we just kind of, when we're thinking about it and we get new ones. By the way, all these canvases, you know, I took the pictures. And so we have these things made of them. This is like real canvas, and let me just show you a couple of them. Some of these, like this one, is a real close-up I took of some blackberries, and then all these canvases, by the way, they're all on the website now. And they're all signed and numbered. So they're limited edition, but I signed them all. Like this is number 52 of 500. And it has on there Isaiah 7:24, the land will be full with berries. And then, let's see, let me put that one back. Put it back. And then a lot of what you see might be like this. We have some very close-ups. I don't know why I like doing close-ups, but like that is red snapper, okay? And so we do these of different sizes, and so I think the different sizes are listed on the site. And they can't see the top one, can they, Matt?
They cannot.
Can I?
Get that Sky King down.
I get it? Yeah. All right.
I think you'd have to take it down.
Let's see. I think I can get it down. There you go. Can you see it?
Yep.
All right. It's called Sky King. Anyway, there you go. But we've got a bunch of them, and it's something that I do and enjoy doing. Let me put this right over here by the smoking Santa Clauses. And let's see, Billy Smart, how you doing? Oh, I also want to say, now tomorrow we're going to send out the coupon code Friday. Okay, the Friday email it goes out with the coupon code, and just remember that the way you get the discounts, if you're not already on the VIP newsletter, just go to andyandrews.com/VIP to sign up, and you'll get your Friday coupon codes to use however you want. But tomorrow we're going to send out a survey. All right. Hey, old man, glad you're here. We're going to send out a survey next week, Christmas week. The only blue plate we will do will be on Tuesday. And so we want to reveal whatever your survey, whatever you guys want to say on your survey. And the survey is going to be about who you think is the best Santa Claus that was in movies or TV shows or whatever. And so we will count down the top 10 Santa Clauses of all time. And if you have any funny comments, be sure to add them. And we also thought, before we do our Christmas traditions countdown, we laugh. I don't know if Judy Martin is by any chance watching this. You know who the Martins are. If you don't know who the Martins are, go to the Martins on YouTube and see who they are. Unbelievable singing group. And so it's like a brother and two sisters. And so we think about Judy Martin every time we start to write one of our fake commercials. Because if you listen to the end of every one of the professional noticers, you listen to the end of the podcast, we always have, it's the credits. And we figure a lot of people are turning it off. But you shouldn't turn it off, because we put funny stuff at the end. We put fake commercials at the end. And sometimes they're incredibly stupid. Sometimes they sound kind of like, could this be real? But we always think about Judy Martin when we write these, because we were talking about this on Blue Plate one day, and Judy Martin said, "Those are not real?" We're like, "No, they aren't, Judy." But this week's, you'll hear, Matt and I were just talking just before the show, and so we thought, since it's kind of a Christmas-themed show today, we thought we would do the very last bit from this week's Professional Noticer podcast that has Mark Lowry and Buddy Green talking about how they wrote Mary Did You Know, what happened, what their favorite versions of it are, and what they don't like. And it's a funny show. It's a lot of fun. But here we go. We'll just do this live for you. This is the last bit that is on that podcast. So if you listen to the end, you will hear this. This episode of The Professional Noticer was produced by Matt Limpert. The Noticer theme, written and performed by Sugarcane Jane. Hot chocolate with those little marshmallows, provided by Twinkle and Smoke of Beverly Hills. Additional financial consideration provided by Andy Andrews' Holiday Music Collection. Yes, friends, the New York Times bestselling author has now put his hat in the ring as a Christmas carol songwriter and general writer of holiday songs. Critics agree his talent is of monumental proportions. Mr. Andrews has CDs, downloads, and sheet music of his incredible holiday creations, all songs he wrote by himself in his spare time. In this double album set, you'll receive Christmas carols like I'm dreaming of a hot Christmas, pecans roasting on an open stove, and his biggest hit of all, the multi-platinum Joseph Were You Aware? But Mr. Andrews has also covered the rest of the year with his other holiday classics. It's beginning to look a lot like Halloween. Have a holly jolly Veterans Day. I saw Mommy kissing the Easter Bunny, God rest ye merry Groundhog Day, and the now traditional St. Patrick's Day tune that became a #1 smash for Johnny Mathis, My Funny Leprechaun. The entire collection can be yours by imagining it actually exists. That's the Andy Andrews Holiday Music Collection. So, we have a good time putting those together. They're pretty stupid most of the time, but a couple of them have sounded good enough that Matt has done like websites for them. And so, all right, you ready to count them down? We're going to do. Let me just. Everybody has different Christmas traditions. We all have different Christmas traditions. You know, growing up, Christy and I. Our Christmas Eves were always the same. Always the same. Christmas Eve we would have Jesus' birthday party. And we would sing Happy Birthday, Jesus. And May would have a Jesus birthday cake. I think you can see that in the book Socks for Christmas, see that picture. But then we would, in our pajamas, Daddy, Mama, and Mama and Granddaddy, whoever would take us around looking at Christmas decorations. And then we would come back, we'd write a letter to Santa Claus. And, we would leave the buttermilk and the cookies and then go to bed. And we were told, do not get out of bed. And then the next morning, you couldn't get out of bed until Mom and Daddy woke you up. And we would actually then be filmed running into the room with the 100-foot Christmas tree, and it was just wonderful. But that Christmas traditions, and as we've gotten had a family of our own, we've appropriated a lot of those Christmas traditions. Christy and I quite firmly believe, my sister and I both quite firmly believe, that Christmas presents should be opened Christmas morning, not Christmas Eve, which my wife, Polly, was incorrectly informed growing up that you actually open them on Christmas Eve, and she was wrong, and she knows now she was wrong. It's taken me a long time to make sure she knew she was wrong about that. But we would also, our traditional Christmas breakfast, I don't know why we had this, but it was always Monroeville sausage, which is now Conecuh sausage. We would have cheese and eggs. We still do this. I never, it's like, cheese with eggs, okay, but that was that was the only time of year we had cheese and eggs, and biscuits, homemade, biscuits, and just like everything was kind of the same year to year. But we changed some stuff. One year for Thanksgiving, I was overseas. I was actually in and out of some combat zones. For Thanksgiving, and I actually spent Thanksgiving Day at Longstool, which is it's the trauma hospital that they take our guys into, first. That's the place in Germany that our wounded warriors are taken to, to take care of before they're, sent stateside or to another hospital in Europe. But I spent Thanksgiving Day there, and I learned about a very unique tradition there. And with the Special Operations Command that I worked with for 8 years, I learned about a tradition that we have continued on at my house, and that is to set an extra place at the table at Christmas dinner and that represents the men and women who will not be eating with their families this Christmas because they're serving or because they have made that ultimate sacrifice. There's going to be families that will not have their loved ones because they're serving our country. And so we put an empty place at the table and set it, place setting and everything. And that's kind of a newer tradition. So we thought we would go around the world. A lot of our traditions are the same here, but we thought we'd go around the world to find the 12 strangest Christmas traditions for you. A website, Wanderlust, it's a United Kingdom website, actually helped with this. We found some really good ones. Let's start with number 12. We'll count them down. The top dozen, count them down. Number 12 is Spain. Okay, so in Spain, what they do is this, and this is one that is just amazing because it's customary to wear in Spain red underwear. That's a tradition, all right? Now, the small town in Spain of La Font de la Figuera has taken that tradition a little step further. On New Year's Eve, they all run with the runners wearing only red underwear. So coincidentally, that town literally has the highest incidence of pneumonia in the country of Spain. How about that? Okay, so red underwear, Spain. Number 11. Number 11 is Germany. And Germany has this odd tradition of filling your boots on the evening of December 5. Okay, now think about this. 20 days before. December 5, German children leave a boot or a shoe outside their bedroom door.
Andy, this is actually something that I celebrated my entire childhood.
You celebrated it, or you did?
Every December, put our shoes out, fill them up with grass, fill them up with carrots, and in the morning there would be a gift, and if you had your gift in your shoe, then you knew you were in good standing with the big man. But I think if you had coal, which I was never that bad of a kid, but then you only had about 20 days or so to get your act together. Otherwise, Christmas is not going to be good.
I think, you probably never got cold. They loved you because you asked for Christmas presents like, what? Tell me again. I love this. I love this story. I think this is good. I think your parents were just so happy with this. What was it?
Just paper and tape. I got 18 rolls of scotch tape, and I don't know how many reams of construction paper.
How old were you?
I think I was 8, around that age.
Oh my gosh, it's always curious to me to see what happens at what age and all. Because I remember my dad taking me to the room and telling me about Santa Claus and everything. I remember that. Oh, I was home from college on break and it was awful. Okay, but in Germany with the shoes in the morning. If they've been good, you heard Matt say, they wake to find the shoes filled, it's just absolutely filled with stuff, with sweets, they say. They say candy and stuff. And if they haven't, Matt would get coal, but he didn't. But in Germany, they leave a branch. Obviously, it's probably best to leave out the newest pair of shoes you own, preferably fresh out of the box, unless you want to eat that candy out of dirty shoes. Number 10, the Czech Republic. Number 10. This is good. On Christmas Eve, now this is our tradition, on Christmas Eve, unmarried Czech women stand with their back to the door and they toss one of their shoes over their shoulder. If it lands with the toe facing the door, it means they'll be married within the year. If it lands with the heel facing the door, they're in for another year, I guess, of watching Bridget Jones movies. But that's probably better than marrying a heel. Okay, number 9. Number 9 is Italy. Weird traditions. Now, this is very odd to me because their tradition in Italy is a Christmas witch, okay? Unable to conclusively prove the existence of Santa, sometime years ago, the Vatican decided to throw its weight behind something they'd had countless dealings with. As an old witch they call Le Befana, who delivers presents to kids in Italy. And the story that the Vatican came up with, or as the story goes, the 3 wise men invited the witch to accompany them to see the baby Jesus, but she said she was too busy. And the legend was born, I suppose. All right, number 8. Number 8 is Portugal. This is kind of creepy. They called this traditional Christmas consora. It's a Christmas feast in Portugal, and families set places at the dining table for deceased relatives. Now, this is different from what we talked about a few minutes ago, right? Because this they do because the practice ensures good fortune for the households. And in some areas, they leave food around the house. Crumbs are left on the hearth, and you thought feeding all your living relatives was hard enough. You know, they watch to see if it gets eaten, and then they have good luck. And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Number 7, the Ukraine. What's the song? Deck the halls. Deck the halls with spider webs. In Ukraine, it's traditional to decorate your tree with spider's webs. And I mean, they put tinsel and lights and stuff on it too. But Ukrainians also throw an artificial spider and web on the tree as well, because the tradition has its beginnings in an old tale of a poor woman who could not afford to decorate her tree, and she woke up on Christmas morning to discover a spider had covered it in glorious, sparkling web. So it's for good luck. It's not about poor housekeeping or anything. You ever walked into a spider web in the dark? Oh, that's one thing turkey hunters have in common. You know, turkey hunters go in, you walk in the middle of the night, no flashlight, and you're quiet, and you're easing down a road in the flat dark, and the spiders build a web across the road, and you wrap that thing. Well, you talk about a dance. That is the creepiest thing in the world. And so, but they put them on their trees. All right, number 6, Guatemala. Okay, in Guatemala, cleanliness, they wouldn't do the spiderweb thing because cleanliness really is next to godliness. The locals believe that Satan and other evil spirits live in the dark, dirty corners of your home. So they spend the week before Christmas sweeping up, collecting rubbish, and then they pile everything in a huge heap outside. And then they have made an effigy of the devil. Okay, I don't know what they do, take a mannequin and spray paint it red. I don't know, but they take an effigy of the devil and they place it on top of the thing, and the whole sucker is set on fire. It's called La Quema del Diablo, or the burning of the devil. And the idea for Guatemalans is to burn all the bad from the previous year and start a new year from out of the ashes. Maybe we could do that here. A 2020 burning of the devil. So, have you seen the commercial? There's some commercial. It's not really a commercial. It's a fake commercial, but it's like done like one of those matchmaker kind of commercials, and it's Satan and it says, and he's looking at his phone. You have a match. And there she is. And he goes and meets this girl. And she says, I'm 2020. And it's like Satan and this girl. And they're watching movies in empty theaters. They're eating in empty restaurants. It's very odd. Number 5, Greenland. Number 5, Greenland. A Christmas dinner you'll never forget. Next time you find yourself complaining about Granny's Brussels sprouts, or you know what I hate? You know what I hate? I'm going to just tell you what I hate. I hate green bean casserole. This is something that, for whatever reason, we have it. We have it out. I'm embarrassed to say it. I'm embarrassed to say that we have green. I hate that. If I ate Christmas dinner with the President of the United States and they said, you know what, we're only having green bean casserole, I would say, pass. They put those little onion ring cracker things. Oh my God. So anyway, so think about this. Each Christmas in Greenland, these kids have to eat Matak, which is a raw whale skin with a little blubber attached, and kiviak, which is made by wrapping an auk, which is this little Arctic bird. They wrap this auk in seal skin and bury it for several months and eat its decomposed flesh. I'm just telling you, Greenland. Maybe Greenland should have gotten number 1. We have number 1 because it's funny. Really, that's just gross. All right. Number 4, Austria. Austria also facing their Christmas demons. In Austria, St. Nicholas has an evil counterpart. He is called Krampus. And I guess he's like bad cop, good cop. He's bad cop, St. Nick, good cop. But he's a demon-like creature with one task: to punish bad children before Christmas. So, this just kind of is creepy to me. But because when we were growing up, Mom and Dad go, oh, did I see an elf? I think Santa's elves, they're around and they're seeing how you behave. Well, they got men dressed. These men dress in devil costumes, and they roam the streets carrying chains and a basket as if they are abducting especially bad children and hauling them to hell. That's one way to keep kids off the street, but that's horrible. Did I see Krampus? You're going to be hauled to hell. It's like, not that you're going to be put on the naughty list. You'll be hauled to hell. Number 3 is Caracas. This is kind of cool. In the week leading up to Christmas, Venezuelans attend this daily church service, and it's called Misa de Aguinaldo, which is early morning mass. In the capital, Caracas, it's customary to travel to the church service on roller skates. And this is such a widespread tradition that tons of roads in the capital are closed until 8 a.m. so that Christmas worshipers can roller skate safely to church and home. Amazing. Number 2, we're getting close. Number 2 is Norway. All right. Norwegians believe that Christmas Eve coincides with the arrival of evil spirits and witches. What is this? It's only logical then that Norwegians hide all their brooms before they go to sleep on Christmas Eve. After all, nothing spoils Christmas quicker than finding your broom broken at the foot of the Christmas tree because it's trashed by some joyriding witch. Okay, number one. This is great. Number one is not only a weird Christmas tradition, this is kind of a funny marketing idea. This is just like somebody was really brilliant here, okay? But this is Japan. Japan gets number one. Okay, forget the Christmas turkey. Listen to this. For many Japanese, their traditional Christmas dinner is Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay, now, true, there are small apartments, small ovens in Japan, but this was a very clever marketing campaign that convinced people in Japan that fried chicken is a traditional American Christmas feast. And they were so convinced that for years now, reservations have to be made to eat at a KFC on Christmas Day in Japan. And during the run-up to Christmas, Colonel Sanders statues outside the Japanese KFC wear Santa gear, okay, and the chicken is served in special holiday packages. And the demand is so much that an online service was created several years ago to order your Christmas family bucket in advance and have it delivered. How about that? So, this is, for some reason, that just makes me kind of happy. That just makes me laugh. We're out of time. So we're going to send you tomorrow. You'll get the Friday's codes and the coupon codes for the discounts, and you'll get that in your email. But you also have the survey because we want to find out. We'd like to do this. We'd like to count down on our last show before Christmas. We'd like to count down who we think are the best Santas, in film, in television, who are the best? And I think this will be a good one. But you guys stay safe this weekend. Do your Christmas shopping carefully, safely, and stay healthy. Okay. Love you guys. And excited about seeing you soon. Bye-bye.